Hello everyone and welcome to LM Charters, the new virtual charter company that takes you nearly everywhere as long as it's on Train Simulator Classic. So today was just a quick video. We are at Doncaster Yard, which is currently a site that is used to fix any trains, but due to the fact that the company that owned the yard had sold it, I thought, you know what, why not make it my virtual train company yard? So this is going to be one of the bases for my company. So we've got 4 sets of coaches, we've got HST there, we've got these blue and grey Mark IIs, we've got some old Transpennine livery Mark IIs, and then over here we've got some Mark 1 in both blue and grey, or blue and white, and southern green. And then our fleet of locos, which currently I've just done the steam train fleet, and all of these are steam locomotives that are no longer around. So we've got 2 of each different type of company for loco. We've got our 2 LNER locos, which we have a A3, which should be Doncaster, and the name, I chose this name because of the fact of Doncaster. We've got an A4, which is Golden Eagle, which I just randomly chose that and thought I like that name. And then we move on to our 2 LMS fleet. So we've got our Princess Elizabeth class, Princess Victoria, which again is just an engine that I just randomly chose, there's no particular reason behind it. We've got our Jubilee, which is Glorious, number 45719. There is a part of a reason for choosing Glorious, which is basically just, when I was looking through the loco names, every time it came up with Glorious, I was thinking of the song Glorious, so I thought I'll choose that engine. Then on to our 2 southern locos, which we have this Merchant Navy, which I was scrolling through the list of names, or spawning in the locos to see the names, and I got to this one. I thought, you know what, I'm going to choose this because it'll be quite weird thinking if it runs on time, it's the only thing to do with Royal Mail that will run on time. Then we've got our school class, which is Eastbourne, which the reason why I chose this was basically it's one of the areas that I have had a quick visit to decades ago, well nearly a decade ago, and I just thought you'll just choose that one. Next on to our Great Western locos, so we have Windsor Castle, which is the Castle class, which I don't think there was a particular reason for me choosing that one. We've got our Manor class, which is Freshford Manor. Again, no particular reason why I chose it. Then, as you can tell by our intro, we've got our 9F, number 92219, which I did a bit of research on this. The engine is still around, but it's not currently in Steam. So, technically, me driving this loco on my channel on Rail Talk and stuff, there is a chance that it may end up returning to Steam at some point. Then we've got our 7MT Britannia class, which I chose Robin Hood, mainly because again, when I was looking through names, I got to Robin Hood, I thought, you know what, I'll just choose that. There is a few Robin Hood films that I have watched that I really like. And then over here, we have our 2, so these are the only odd ones out, but they basically mean I've got another 2 GWR. But these 2 are mainly for if, say, I did a shut-on or something, these 2 would go out to run them. So I think they're both prairies, but one's a large, one's a small. So we've got 4558, which I think that might actually be an engine that is actually in Steam. I need to have a look at that. And 8102. So each engine has their own support coach. which I did give them random numbers and have actually written it down so that I can make sure that their numbers stay the same. And the plan is, so some of the, if any of you actually have transferred from my old channel LM Simulator videos, there's a few ideas that I have had on there that I am moving over to here, like the virtual Great Britain tour, but it'll use the stock that that I'm sending this company own, so the coaching stock, and it will use these engines. I am also going to potentially have a look at finding another yard and then putting like the diesel fleet there just to do a video, but then I'll mix and match it, so I'll probably start with all the steam engines starting off at this yard, and then they end up have a few like move down to the new yard so that I've got two in service. So like how West Coast Railways, they have Southall and Carnforth Locomotive Service Limited, they have, well, they share Southall with West Coast Railways and have Crew. Vintage Trains, they only have one yard, I think. I'm sure it's only the one, which is at Tyseley, or Teasley, however you want to say it. But I will be having a look at a second yard to help store some of the fleet. So that will be the plan for LM for LM charters. And then, like I said, over here we do have a HST, which I've just chosen in the normal HST livery because that's what they'll mainly be known for. Well, the livery that they started off as. So I thought, if I'm going to make a heritage company, use that. Yeah, so as you can see, Doncaster Station. So the route that this is on is the Leeds to Doncaster line that you can get from Alan Thompson Sim. So when it comes to doing videos, even if they want to sort out a subscription for, I get the whole East Coast to Mainline the merge, when it comes to Doncaster, well, unless it's the train passing through, when it comes to Doncaster, I will end up using this route just for that bit, just to, so that it's only using the one Doncaster. And then what we'll see is, we'll see, so we'll still do the usual rail tour where they use these stocks. I may end up doing it later on down the line where I may get engines that are on steam, like Flying Scotsman or Tornado, or whichever engine that are in steam currently, to like appear just as like a on hire thing. And we'll still see the usual galas, so like if I could get it sorted, I will be still doing my yearly Keighley and Worth Valley Steam Gala, or I may even do it, up it a little bit more and do it where I'll do like another railway gala. And then what I'm thinking as well is, because of us having still quite a bit of section of track, like we've got this line along here in between the HT and the Mark II, is potentially do it where if I can add like a little platform or something, just for like probably like a little easy platform that I can easily remove, is do it where we do like open days at the yard and have like little line acting as like a demonstration line. But that is something that I'll probably end up doing a bit further down the line. No pun intended. So yeah, so it's just, this was just going to be a quick, well, comes up to about 10-minute video, just letting you know the plans, the current fleet of locos, and the progress on how this new YouTube channel is going to go. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.